Hi guys, welcome to your wind down yoga session with KBC WellGood. We're going to start in a cross-legged position. Again, if you find this uncomfortable in any way, you want to be really comfy here, you want to be cozy. So make sure you find a comfortable seat. Sit back on the heels if this doesn't work for you. So we're going to just straight away close down the eyes. Most of us will have had a long day. So we're closing off the eyes, drawing the awareness back towards ourselves and letting go of any external stimulus. So allow the awareness to drop down into the body. Noticing that perhaps after your day that you're quite up in your head, your mind is still working. And as we allow the awareness to drop down, perhaps towards the abdomen, we get a feel into our body again. So bring your awareness all the way down to the abdomen. If it helps you, you can rest your hands on the belly. So just creating a deeper, more conscious breath. As you inhale, draw the breath all the way down to the abdomen, then the ribs, and then the chest. And as you exhale, exhale from the chest, the ribs, and the abdomen. Inhale all the way down into the abdomen, the ribs, and the chest. And as you exhale, exhale from the chest, the ribs, and the abdomen. Big breath in down to the belly, side ribs, upper chest. Exhaling from the chest, the ribs, and the abdomen. And just continuing on with this breath, this more conscious, probably deeper breath. And just notice as you continue to become aware of your breath that your mind potentially slows down. That you can tune in to the wave-like motion of your breath as it ebbs and flows in and out of the body. And as you begin to concentrate and focus a little bit more on the breath, the body can begin to relax. Release the hands down towards the lap if they're resting on the abdomen. And as you inhale, draw your shoulders all the way up towards your ears. And as you exhale, just allow the shoulders to come down the back. Inhale, draw the shoulders up. Exhale, glide the shoulder blades down away from the ears. Last time, big breath in, lift the shoulders. And exhale, allow the shoulders to relax. So notice the length on either side of the neck, the length between the shoulders and the ears. Notice the head is buoyant, that it feels balanced and effortless. We're going to just do a few rounds of Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing, a very calming, soothing breath. So you can bring your right hand up towards your face, rest your first two fingers on your third eye center, your right thumb over your right nostril, and your last two fingers over your left nostril. Take a normal inhale and a normal exhale. Block your right nostril with your thumb. Take an inhale through the left. Hold both nostrils and your breath in the body. And then open the right nostril and exhale. Inhale through the right. Hold. Exhale through left. Inhale through the left nostril. Hold the breath in the body, feeling full and expansive, and then exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Pause and hold, and then exhale through the left. Gently release the hand back down. Take a big deep inhale through the nose. And just allow the breath to wash out through the mouth. Then take a moment and flicker your eyes open and come onto your hands and knees. So creating a tabletop position here, feeling the stability through the hands and the feet and the knees, and just moving through CatCow. So very relaxing movement, very mellow movement. Take your time, big deep inhale, lift the chest, lift the tailbone. And full exhale and round. So very mindful movement here. Big inhale. And full exhale. And as you keep moving with your breath here, I want you to notice if there's any particular points in your spine that need a little bit of extra attention, a little bit of extra care. It could be the first time that you've actually moved your body in this way today after sitting at your desk after a long day. So it should feel really good. And again, take your time in completing your last 2 rounds of breath here. And then come back to neutral, tuck the toes, and make your way into a bent knee downward facing dog. So keep the knees really bent, just a moment here to stretch out the spine, dropping the head, feeling the length through the back of the neck. You're in a mild inversion here, so your heart is above your head is dropping down towards the ground, face is relaxed. And then gently begin to walk your feet towards your hands. And just pause at the top of your mat, feet hip distance. Bring your hands behind your back, interlace your hands together. Soften your knees so your chest is relaxed on your thighs, and then lift the knuckles all the way up towards the sky. So a really nice shoulder opener here. Your head again is below your heart, tailbone lifted up towards the sky. And gravity is just doing its job, lengthening through the spine. And just taking 2 or 3 more breaths here. And allowing yourself to tune into the quietness of this practice. Allowing yourself to feel the sensations in each asana, each pose. And really drawing the awareness back to yourself, back to your body, back to your breath. So, an invitation to get quieter and more internal. And then release the hands gently down towards the ground. You can hold on to opposite elbows and sway here. And just really relax the neck. You can nod the head yes and no. Noticing if you have any residual tension in the shoulders. Sometimes we don't even notice that we've got all this tension in our body. So really allow the head to hang and the ears to be alongside the upper arms. The arms making a frame around the head. And then release the hands down and make your way back into a tabletop. So again, you've got your hands under your shoulders, your knees under your hips. And you're going to come into a nice shoulder stretch here. So as you inhale, we're going to reach the left arm all the way up towards the sky. So you're opening up here. And as you exhale, begin to thread the arm underneath the opposite arm and leg, nearly coming down to laying your head down on the ground. Inhale, sweep the arm all the way back up. And exhale, thread the arm back through. Last time. Inhale, lifting up, opening. And then exhaling, threading the arm all the way through the opposite arm and leg, and allowing the shoulder, the left shoulder, to relax down on the ground as you turn your left cheek, your left temple onto the ground. You can stay here if you wish, or you can lift the right arm up to the sky, turn the palm away from the body, and then hook the hand around so it's holding on to the opposite thigh or hip crease. And just staying here for a few breaths. Again, an ideal opportunity to tune back into the breath if your head has wandered. One more breath here. And then gently unraveling yourself, coming all the way back into that tabletop position. And we'll just simply move on to the other side. So as you inhale, this time you lift your right arm all the way up towards the sky. And as you exhale, you thread the right arm underneath, softening through that left elbow. Inhale, lifting the arm up, creating that gorgeous stretch across the chest. And as you exhale, you thread the arm through. Last time, inhale, create this big expansive movement. And then exhale, thread the arm through. Allow the right shoulder to come down onto the mat. Rest the right temple onto the mat. Close your eyes. And just allow your head to be heavy here. If you want to go further, you can reach the left arm up to the sky, turn the palm to the back of the mat, and then reach the arm all the way around. So you're creating an openness in that top shoulder. And again, just staying here for a few breaths, and tuning into the ebb and flow of your inhale and exhale. And then reach the arm up and gently unravel yourself, coming back towards tabletop. Looking at the outer edge of your right hand, we're going to step your right foot all the way to the outer edge of your right hand. Now that means that your inner knee is connected to your upper arm. And you're just simply going to begin to make big circles with that knee. So you're spiraling your knee around your ankle. And it should feel really nice. You're working into your hip. And as you go one way, you also go the other. So you more than likely went clockwise, so go anti-clockwise. And then take a moment, come back to stillness, bring the foot in towards the center of your mat again, and then bring it off to the opposite side. So we're going to come towards Pigeon Pose, which means that your front shin is parallel to or close to parallel to the front of your mat. Look behind you and just bring that back leg so the hip is in line with the knee, is in line with the ankle. And then turn your hip points towards the front of the mat, coming up high on the tips of your fingers, lengthening through the spine. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, you can very gently begin to allow yourself to come down to sleeping pigeon. Now, a bit of a note about the heel. The further your heel is away from your groin, the more intense this pose is going to be. The closer the heel is to the groin, the less intense it's going to be. So you can kind of choose your intensity there based on the structure of the front leg. You can take your time staying on your forearms. Some of you may stay on your hands, or you can come all the way down to the mat, creating a pillow with your hands for your forehead to rest on. And again, you've got this gorgeous opportunity here to really wrap yourself in your breath. So beginning to really hear your own breath. And as you hear your breath and drop a little deeper into the body, you can actually feel the hip release. So very deep muscles there. Concentrate on your exhale if you're finding this pose uncomfortable in any way. You can also use props to prop yourself up, so books or blankets or blocks if you have any. And then gently come all the way back up. Tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee, and then come all the way back into your tabletop. Again, moving through some cat-cows. As you inhale, lift the chest and the tailbone. As you exhale, begin to round. Inhaling, lifting, and exhaling, rounding. And then come back to center and just step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. And again, your inner knee is connecting to your upper arm, and you're going to begin to spin the knee around the ankle. And as you spin the knee around the ankle, just tune into what's happening in the hip. And as you go one way, you also go the other. for most of us, this should feel quite nice. And then come back to center and begin to step the foot in towards the center of your mat again and begin to walk it off towards the right side of your mat. So shin comes down. Again, have a little look behind you. We sometimes tend to forget about the back leg here. Make sure that all 5 toenails are pressing down into the earth. Come onto the tips of your fingers, lift your heart, take a big breath in. And as you exhale, slowly begin to make your way down. And again, you can stay up on your hands here if coming down is too much for you. Creating that gorgeous breath. Ujjayi breathing if that's in your practice. But regardless if it's in your practice or not, just tuning into the sound and feel and sensation of your breath this evening. Again, option to come down lower, making a little pillow for your forehead to rest on. And this pose really gives you the opportunity to curl back into the little cocoon or your own little cave here. Concentrating on your exhale, allowing that left hip to release. Two more breaths. And then gently coming all the way back up. Tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee, and come back into your tabletop. This time, open your knees wide and sink your seat back towards your heels, reaching the arms all the way out in front. So just a nice child's pose position, breathing in and out. And again, feeling the breath all the way down in the abdomen, but also in the side ribs, and also towards the back of the body. And just feeling the support of the ground beneath your body as well, knowing that you can just relax and allow the weight to sink down into the ground. You don't have to hold yourself or have any effort here. The skin on the face relaxes, the jaw releases, forehead softens. And then slowly come all the way back up. And you can just roll onto the left side of your hip and draw your legs all the way around. So we're going to come into Baddha Konasana, which is a hip opener and a forward fold. So you can bring your feet together, soles of your feet together, and sit up nice and tall on your sit bones. Again, another pose where you can really rock back into your tailbone. So try and find the center of your pelvis and just draw your heels towards your groin slightly. You can interlace the hands around the baby toe side of the feet. Inhale, lengthen. And as you exhale, the invitation is just to round down towards the ground. So your head hangs heavy. You can feel the opening in your groins and your hips. The head is being drawn down to the earth by gravity. And you can feel the breath moving in the back body again. And just staying here for another 2 breaths. And then inhaling, coming all the way back up, drawing your knees into center and opening your feet so they're hip distance apart, making sure that you have room behind you so you can always scoot your bum down. Hold onto the shins, drop your chin towards your chest and just very slowly begin to round down towards the ground. So coming into happy baby, but moving the knees in towards the chest first and foremost, hugging the knees in and creating a little ball with yourself, a little seed. And you can rock from side to side and just create a beautiful massage in your low back. You can open your knees wide. And you can hold on to the outer edges of your feet, shining the soles of your feet up towards the sky. And then eventually bringing the feet together, pressing the knees away from the body and allowing the legs to come down into this diamond shape on the ground. And then bring your right hand onto your low belly, your left hand onto your heart. And just feel the breath moving through the body. Perhaps just check in, how is your breath now to when you first started this practice? How does your body feel now to when you first started? Are you noticing more space between your thoughts? That quieter, more introspective feeling? That feeling of winding down and not having to work as hard or put in as much effort. In other words, relaxation. And you can stay here if you wish, or you can extend the legs long on your mat. And allow the awareness to wash through the body, so from the tips of your toes, the soles of your feet, the heels, the top of your feet and your ankles, your shins and your calves, the back of your knees and the front of your kneecaps, the thighs, the buttocks. Just feeling the whole lower half of your body completely relax. From the tailbone all the way up through the spine, right to the tip of your neck, the shoulder blades, the shoulders. Relaxing the upper arm bones and the elbows, the forearms and the wrists, the palms of your hands and the tips of your fingers. Allow your whole torso to completely relax. Your jaw, your lips, your cheeks and your temples, the center of your forehead, and your scalp. And just allow your whole body to completely relax. So you can stay here as long as you wish to stay here. Otherwise, you can roll onto one side and touch down, just very quietly and calmly. And then pressing down through your top hand, begin to lift yourself all the way back up, finding your seat again. And just allow the spine to lengthen, the shoulders to relax, checking in with yourself. Bring your hands to heart center. Gently bow your head to your heart. Namaste. Thank you guys for tuning in to KBC WellGood Yoga Series with me, Tracey. I hope you've enjoyed your practice and I hope you sleep well.